afternoon. Hope everybody's doing well today. Hopefully you're familiar with me by now. My name, of course, is Glenn. Guys, what's going on? Brewed there, drank that, and all that ales proudly present another edition of the Rounds. So today we've got a brand new state to the many states that we have covered in our fantastic brewer nation. Today we are heading out to Idaho. And give you a quick look here. Ponderay, Idaho are the proud makers of this fine ale right here. So what are we sampling? We are sampling Sneky Pete's Imperial IPA. Now, full disclosure, once again, totally slipped my brain to check the date when I was buying this. So, you know, I'm going to be totally honest with you guys and tell you if this tastes off or funky. It's maybe turning the corner. We're going to try and find out and see what happens here. So Sneky Pete is their Imperial IPA. It comes in at 10% alcohol by volume. And other than that, unfortunately, the folks at Laughing Dog, maybe it's just this label, I'm not entirely sure, haven't quite gotten the idea of an educated consumer being a happy consumer. So, other than the fact that it is 10% alcohol by volume and that it's an IPA, I can tell you nothing. I'm waiting to hear from the brewery in an email, and we shall see what happens. So, fantastic hue to it. A deep garnet, nice deep red, highlights of orange and amber around the edge. Really, really appealing in terms of color. Good bit of heft to the body. I'm seeing some slow moving effervescence, but there's enough body there to make it really hard to see. The head is a thin wisping. I didn't get any major aromas of hops, which is lending itself to my paranoia about where this beer might be in its shelf life. Yeah. Oh, man. Strong malt. I mean, there's a hint of grassy hops right at the end. So what's the lesson here? The lesson here is, even in the best beer stores, it's easy to get distracted. Even in the worst beer stores, if they've got some craft beer, you can get distracted. Don't get distracted. Check the dates. Very, very important. The head looks like it might not break down. It is a thin, kind of a wisping across the top, and it's probably just going to stay that way for the remainder of the go. Wow. It's still got a little bit of life left to it, but this one is definitely starting to round the corner. I got fruity esters, almost kind of a candied nougat kind of a flavor in the middle of the flavor profile, and that was actually kind of unique. I can't recall encountering that too often. The hops aren't overpowering. Keep in mind, we're only going to count this as a partial presentation for Laughing Dog Brewing and their Sneky Pete Imperial IPA. As I said, I can pretty much tell you this one's starting to round the corner. This ran me about, I want to say, $3.25, $3.50 a bottle, which would put it at about an $18 six-pack. But keep in mind, places that sell single bottles out of six-packs normally mark it up like an extra 5%. So honestly, if this were a 4-pack, it would probably be a $12 4-pack. and if it were a 6-pack, it would probably be a $15 or $16 6-pack. Laughing Dog Brewing is also responsible for Alpha Dog, Dogzilla, any number of other dog-related beers that are escaping me now. They are out of Idaho, and I mean, yeah, the hops have pretty much died out of this one, but I have to say, even though the hops have really kind of died out of it, I actually think it's holding up pretty well. This beer might have actually been able to survive the journey from Britain around the Horn of Africa to India. It's really given off some interesting fruity esters. As I said, there's this kind of nougaty aspect right in the middle of the flavor profile. Additionally, those candied esters, those esters are kind of a candied influence, so there's maybe a little extra sweetness there. Not over the top on hop bitterness, but again, I can tell you the aroma has been completely sucked out of this puppy, and most of the hop bitterness throughout the course of the flavor profile is gone. But for a beer that's turned the corner, or is turning the corner, still remarkably drinkable. For those of you who pay attention and watch regularly, you'll know that a few weeks back, on my birthday actually, I tried Superhero from Clown Shoes Brewing up in Ipswich, Mass. That one, unfortunately, had fully rounded the corner, and I just knew it wasn't the proper presentation for the brewery. So I'm still giving you guys an honest review on it. I can tell you that it's turned. But remarkably, Sneky Pete seems to be holding up better as it rounds the corner than Superhero did. And the difference there is really going to be your malt build. That's about as far as we're going to get, guys. I mean, there's only so much I can tell you about a beer that I know is passing its peak of perfection. So since that'll do it for us here on the rounds, guys, it's been my pleasure to pour another pint of knowledge for you. And what can I say? We don't always bring you the freshest and tastiest in all their brews, but fucking A if we don't try, right? So here's to it, people. Drink American, drink independent, and drink to your health. And we will see you over our next pint. Have a good one, guys. Thanks much.